All right, Shalom, Yasharallah, Shalom, Israel. Before we go any further within this walk and talk, I want to open up by giving all praises, honor, and glory with infinite blessings unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Chodash. And I also want to give double honors to our beloved elder bishops and to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teach well and that rule well, with much blessings and salutations going out to the hopeful elect, to the Akim, Wahafi, Akwaf that are tuning in, and always and to the brethren laboring within this truth scattered across the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be. Yahweh, Bahashum, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, unto you and to your households within these evil days, in these evil times in which we are surely living in. All right. But I just wanted to touch on a point. All right, as I was working earlier, trying to make some quick funds on the side. And I was listening to one of the brothers going in, and it came to my attention, all right, that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is literally about to send, all right, a sword, all right, onto all, these nations, all right, especially, all right, the one, known as the so-called white man, woman, and child, which is known as the biblical Edomites, all right. But I just wanted to, bring out some quick scriptures, because as I was doing, a little side job, whatever, and listening to the bro, just making more sense and building up, because just how these devils, all right, pursued our people with the sword. And when I say our people, I'm talking about the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right, men, women, and children. All right, just as they pursued us with the sword, all right, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, all right, is going to pursue them, all right, with this sword, all right. But the new upgraded, new and improved sword, man, which is these thermonuclear missiles, man. All right. So this is the book of, it should be Ezekiel. Let me see. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 6. And damn. Oh, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab it in NLT and then in GNT. All right. So Ezekiel 35 and verse 6 in the NLT, it says, "As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, since you show no distaste for blood, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. Your turn has come." All right, and that's what we literally seeing right now, bro. Okay, as prophecy continues to progress, all right, war keeps keep going in the east, to now where you got other nations joining in this war. Trump and his office, and the rest of these devils, still lying, pushing out propaganda and deceit, but it's not working. So we basically see what the Lord is cooking up, bro. All right, this is the time of judgment, man. And then plus, all right, all these other nations making like Iran, they making these Lego animations, shorts of Babylon, and them small hats, being destroyed, showing how America, worships, the calf, the Molech, and etc. But like it's like that time, it's that time, bro, where the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah is going to make good on His word, right? And that all these prophecies come to pass, because what we're seeing, all right, is, bro, we're seeing prophecy. That's the best way to put it. We're seeing prophecy. from what's taking place over there in the east, Joel 3. Okay, what's building up to where the beast is it's going to hate the whore. You know, these other nations, all right, those are part of NATO, an alliance with America, bro. They all about to turn against this place, bro. You know, just to forward the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America, bro. All right, and you damn devils, all right, that sword, you know, falling upon y'all head, bro. You know, so Ezekiel 35 and verse 6, it says in the NLT one more time, it says, "As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh." So the Lord saying as surely as he lives, bro. So he putting it on him, like he putting it on his life, bro. Like, yo, that's how you know the Lord not playing, bro. Also, that's how you know he's a Jake. You know, he's an ultimate Jake. All right, you know, he's a so-called African American, you know, Negro black man, like, cause Jake do that today. Jake be like, I put this on, you know, Jake just be swearing and he putting things on themselves or their family members or whatever. But the Lord said he put this on him, on his life. And we understand, man, that the Lord lives forever. It says it in the scriptures. Let me see. All right. What's this? Isaiah. Let me see. Bear with me for a second, because I gotta grab this, man. I got to. KJV. Whew. Oh, this is good. Deuteronomy 32 and 40. That's gas right there. So we can just grab that. I thought it was must have got a mistaken for a different scripture. All right. But Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 40. All right. It says, "For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever." So it's the Lord speaking in first person, man. Like, telling you, like, yo, I you know what I'm saying? And this is why he is known as the you know, omnipotent, almighty power, bro. You know, the Most High. Okay, and this is the same power. Okay, that has raised. It's waged, all right, war. Okay, with our enemies, man. Amalek. Okay, from generation to generation, and the Lord is making sure that, you know what I'm saying, that he's going to handle that. All right. So let's go back to this Ezekiel 35 and 6. So Ezekiel 35 and 6, in the NLT, it says, "As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, since you show no distaste for blood." Let's get that word distaste real quick. Just look it up. All right, distaste means dislike. All right, and these Edomites, they love blood, bro. They love causing misery. Okay, murder. Okay, even they sacrifice, man. Okay, we know how these elites, these top bacon elite families, all right, and these sorcerers, all right, they get down, bro. Like, they drink blood of the people, you know, they drink children's blood, you know, they bathe in the shit. Okay, they eat the shit, you know, you know how they like they steak, man. This is how the wicked is, bro. All right, and the Lord is speaking to the wicked, you fucking Edomites, bro. All right, so it says, since you show no distaste, meaning dislike, all right, because Edom loves blood, bro. All right, it says, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. Your turn has come. All right, and that's what we seeing, man. This devil's about to be judged. You know, Babylon the Great, the whore is about to be judged, man. And you these Edomites, Edom in general. You know, the nation of Edom, you crackers, man. You devils. All right, your judgment is coming, bro. All right, let's get into GNT real quick. It's late as hell, and this nigga's out here mowing the line, bro. Like, bear with me for a second. Let me see that boy. I just seen the GNT. Here it is. So Ezekiel 35:6 in the GNT. And it says, so then, as surely as I, the sovereign Lord Yahweh, am the living God, death is your fate and you cannot escape it. Yeah. Because it tells you in the book of Job, this devil, he doing all this. You know, he thinks he's a head. Yeah, right? Because right now, he's doing the most he can. When I say he, I'm talking about the wicked. All right, I'm talking about these damn elites, man. These devils, bro. These fucking Edomites, bro. You know what I'm saying? They doing everything. They trying to go over there to Cuba, trying to conquer Cuba. Now you got Trump speaking about trying to conquer and take the oil and the resources of at the Strait of Hormuz. You know, so Edom is he's wilding out. And we see why he's doing all this. He's moving like this. You know, it's because he knows that he got a short time, as Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12 tells us. You know, so he's trying to do everything that he can to establish this new world order. All right, and that's by the way of seizing and taking, you know, all assets and things of power, bro. You know, the oil, the land, okay, the food, which he's already doing it. All right, now he's going into these other nations and he's deboing their shit. Or he's trying to. All right, even over there in Iran. But guess what? They not having it. You know, and they got something called the Greater Israel Project. All right, but it's just basically Esau Edom trying to establish his heavens, okay, by a way of technocracy, you know, technology and AI. You know what I'm saying? Like a pseudo, a fake, you know, a heaven. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's at. That's where Edom is at. You know, but everything that he's doing, you know, trying to escape and run away from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he's just running more and more closer to the Lord. All right. Let me see. You know, in his judgment, bro. So, let me grab this real quick. Trump tweets. Ooh, that bitch crazy. All right, because I just seen this today, man. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if it's a fabricated tweet, but basically that's their whole reason of putting boots over there on the ground. All right, it's because they want to go over there and seize that oil, man. All right, look, here it is right here. This shit right here, bro. So, you know, I wasn't making it up or lying about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it says in an article, this is an article by the Euro News, and this was published, this is published today. It should be today, yeah. It says, Trump says U.S. can open our moves with a little more time and ask the Congress for $1.5 trillion for defense. Yeah, because they want to go over there and do what? Take that shit. It's not like he finna make a treaty with these devils. I mean with the Iranians, because the Iranians don't want to make a treaty with this nigga, man. Because they know they're untrustworthy. They know that they are the wicked, the Bible speaks of, and that they're backstabbers, and that he doesn't hold up these devils don't hold up their end of the bargain. They can't be trusted, bro. This is the wicked the Bible speaks of, man. Never trust thy enemy, for as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness. You know, and it's through trying to, come to an agreement and do treaties with, Israel and America before, and Iran, seen for themselves like, yo, these niggas not to be trusted, because literally shortly after, or a couple days after, 3 to a day after treaties being made, America bombs Iran, Israel bombs Iran. So they know, they already know what the fuck is up, man, But it says, lying between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most strategic and vital corridors for the transport of energy. It has been effectively closed by Iran since the start of the war. Yeah, because this is what this devil needs. These fucking devils need energy. They need it to power this system. Okay, they need the resources over there in that land. Okay, which is rich. All right, in resources. All that land over there is ours. The East, that's all. That's clean. That's ours. That's Israelites. But the point is, they're rich, okay, in the resources, okay, in materials, all right, and it's easier to transport and to move things through that area of the Strait of Hormuz. And this is why Edom wants it himself, so he can be in control of it, all right. And so this could be, he can fund, these data centers, keep those things up and running, this whole AI infrastructure. That's the whole point of him doing these things. Okay, but it says President Donald Trump said on Friday that the United States can open the Strait of Hormuz and take the oil if it has more time. Yeah, and they're going to do that by force, by the sword. This is what he knows how to do, and this is what the scripture tells us, man. Because thou has not, resisted blood, or we just read in Ezekiel 35. It's going to pursue you, because the Lord made a trap for these niggas. He trapped them. You think you just gonna go over there and do Iran how you was doing the rest of these nations, man? Okay, America being that hammer of the earth and pushing out its westernized ways of living, philosophies and indoctrinations. Okay, not only that, but going over and being that fucking bully, man, and going into these countries and turning them into third world countries, bro. Killing their heads, their kings and etc., and taking their oil, their resources. Look what they thought. Look, bro, Babylon thought they was gonna do Iran how they did Venezuela. All right, and it ain't gonna happen. All right, because the Lord made these niggas fall into a trap. The Lord trapped these devils, bro. Like, come on, bro. And this is how they think they're gonna get, Iran, which they not, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the pride of this devil that's deceiving him to constantly keep doing what he's doing. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna bring him to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the king of terrorists. So, but this is the mindset of Edom right now. This is how he feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they doing. Fuck that. This is what Esau Edom is doing right now, man. Okay. And when I'm talking about Edom, I'm talking about Trump, I'm talking about all these fucking Edomites, man. These top banking elites, man. This is what they got planned, all right, to do, to resort to that sword. So let's grab on. Then what's that one pre-sale that big call? Riches. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10 and verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, man. Wicked. Being wicked, man. Okay, going over there. You see what they did to the president of, or the ruler, and the king of Venezuela, the Maduro. They went over there, they stole that man in the middle of the night. Killed his troops, his officers. Okay, with some crazy ass technology. All right, and then stole the reserves of the oil, bro. Took in their resources. That's unrighteous, bro. That's unrighteous. Falsely making claims of the whole drug trafficking situation. I never seen that before. Call everybody my shot. What's it? 8444. But Baba Kushah, Lord willing. But falsely making claims that he's the problem for the drug trafficking that's taking place over here in the U.S. and in which whole time is these fucking devils. All wickedness, like all the wickedness that this man's doing, bro. It all goes back to Esau, Edom. He's the stem, like he's the head of it that's pushing out these evils, bro. All right, but they lie, and this is how they move. This is how they get what they want, by slandering, by pushing out propaganda, by the media, to have the masses of the people believe, okay, because when Edom, is about to strike, he can have the world or those, the Babylonians, fucking peons, U.S. citizens on his side for when he does his wickedness, man. He's trying to cloak he's trying to cloak himself, man, but it's not working no more. All right, but it says, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches. All right, which we understand what true riches is, man. True riches ain't no fucking $100 bill, $50 bill, $20. That's not riches, bro. That's not real wealth. True riches, real wealth is resources, okay? Cattle, oil, land, okay? Shit, even people, But it's telling you, because of righteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, by lying, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, and that's what's going on. This is what's happening. All right, the Lord has had enough. All right, you done ran into the wrong one. You done fucked up. You done fucked up, buddy. That's basically what's going on. You done fucked around and found out, because you ran into the wrong right one. All right, because these Iranians not about to play with y'all ass, man. And that's what's going on right now. The Lord put a different spirit upon these Iranians, okay, and also backed up by his military alliance being Vladimir Putin, okay, the top dog, big boss, to where, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, they own that. They own that, bro. So, but the point is, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a translation of kingdoms take place right now, man, via these prophecies. So let's read a little bit of this article. I didn't expect, to go into this. So it's all spirit, bro. It says, with a little more time, we can easily open or move straight. How y'all gonna do that? How? All right, if Iran and their allies over there that control that area, that land over there right now, they've closed it for a reason. So how is that going to be done? All right, when they literally tell you, that their generals and their operatives, they don't want to speak. They don't want to hear anything that you guys have to offer to say. It says, with a little more time, we can easily open or move straight. Take the oil. So he's saying he take the oil. So he mean he gonna steal that shit. What did we just read? Riches gotten by deceit. Injuries. You know, it says it make a fortune. What a devil, bro. All right, and he's gonna do anything and everything he can to do that. So if that consists of casualties with the children, the women, you know, the men over there in that land and whatever, they're gonna do that because he's a devil. He don't give a damn. He don't care. All right, and this is why the Lord's going to destroy him, because the Lord already knows his creation, bro. All right, that this devil loves blood. He don't care. He don't stop when he see red type shit. You know, them Edomites used to be in high school or school. I don't stop when I see red. Yeah, this is Esau. You know, wasted away is he. I saw. You know, it says it would be a gusher for the world. ? Trump posted. It says the message on his Truth Social platform did not explain how the United States could in Iranian control over the Hormuz waterway or what oil Trump was referring to. Lying between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, the Strait of Hormuz is one of the most strategic and vital corridors for the transport of energy and has been effectively closed by Iran since the start of the war. All right. And so once again, this is why they're sending ground troops over there. Pentagon, you got men being sent out to war to fight in this war for this damn devil. All right. Not knowing you finna see Yahweh Shai in the sky. You know, blasting shit, bro. Like, and you Jakes went over there for benefits. You know, you joined the army for benefits and to live a lavish life or whatever the fuck, to get that Hellcat, that Camaro. You know, like, bro, like, done. You through. You're through. All right, it says the Straits also a key passage for fertilizers into Europe. In addition to handling oil and gas supply, around 30% of global fertilizer exports, according to United Nations, also pass through the Gulf's only access to the open ocean, and which I truly believe is more than 13%, because just by the way how this is affecting the global economy, everything and everybody is fucked up. Everybody is fucked up. India, Thailand, Cuba. Come on, bro. But this is just how strategic, you know, Yahweh Shema Shai is. You know what I'm saying? So it's really that, you know, it's the Lord, you know, doing his thing. It says Trump has repeatedly railed against Western partners for not responding to his call to assemble a naval force to help reopen the crucial Strait of Hormuz, even saying in a newspaper interview on Wednesday he was considering withdrawing the U.S. from NATO. All right, which those allies of the U.S. all right, we're going to, the NATO countries, nations, bro. All right. This is that beast, all right, that the scripture speaks about. You know, in quotes, I was never swayed by NATO. I always knew they were a paper tiger, and Putin knows that too by the way he told the Telegraph. And yeah, and then it says, yeah, so hey, that just goes into what we were speaking through earlier. I didn't know that article was gonna have all that, because I didn't plan to grab that, but you know, it's spirit, man. Just no one is, you know, is edifying. All right, because the rest of these nations like, yo, what the fuck you done dragged us into, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? We were cool with these other nations, like, but now that Trump, this prideful duck, you know, he started this war, you know, by being pulled out by, you know, Israel, because that's what the scripture says, how the least of the flock is going to draw Babylon out, America out. But now allies of America, they like, yo, like, this y'all smoke. We don't want none of this smoke, you know? Like, you got beef with that nigga. We ain't got beef with these niggas, man. But it's the whole thing that this beef is continually to grow more and more, that it's affecting all countries, even those that are not in the war, you know? And that's why it's called a world war, all right? Because this consists of all nations, all right? But the point is, Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Yeah, and the whore is going unto America, Babylon the Great. All right, this is personified. America is personified to be the mother of harlots. Okay, a woman. All right, a filthy, disgusting woman. All right, well, a whore. She's a whore. All right, due to the philosophies, the filth, the wickedness of America. You can come as you are, be as you are. You could do what you want. All right, you can be anything. You could be a fucking a frog if you wanted to, man. You can marry a tree. You can bug out all you want. You can worship these false idols of these other nations. This is why Babylon is known as a melting pot. All right, because you got all type of nations here together, you know, in one spot, just doing all type of wickedness, just nasty, sick shit, worshiping idols, you know, fucking Shiva, and, you know, preying on kids, you know, things of that such sort, man. So, you know, this that place, bro. All right. And it says, where the horse sitteth, Salakia. Let's read it one more time. So Revelation 17 is seeing the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked. Yeah. How they gonna make this place desolate and naked? On a poetic way. All right. It's by the shorn is placed by the thermonuclear missiles, man. By thermonuclear destruction. This is how this place will be made desolate. All right. Empty. Okay. And naked, meaning this bitch is bare. All right, nothing will be here. And it says, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Exactly. Eat her flesh and burn her with fire by what? Those nukes. In which Iran has them, Russia got them, China got them, Japan got them. You know, these nations, they got them. They got them bitches on deck, waiting. You know what I'm saying? But, But yeah, we see where this is going, bro. We see this place is through. It's done, bro. All right. But Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory with infinite blessings unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Chodash. Till next time, I say.